slow motion camera is the ability that you have to slow things down. It's kind of like a rewinding the tape, right? When you watch sports on TV, there's a moment on TV, and then what happens is they rewind it. And how many times do they rewind it? They rewind it 5 or 6 times. So the same thing happens when you get triggered and you are in a negative cycle. It's a good idea to slow things down, to rewind the tape and say, wait a second, did I get triggered by the voice, by the tone, by the facial expression, by the words? What specifically triggered me? And when you have the 6 responses, what you actually, you start to learn how to respond to people, to validate that experience, because people need to feel safe to be vulnerable. If they're going to be vulnerable, if they're going to share their emotions, they have to know that you're not going to dismiss their feelings. You're not going to ignore you. You are going to say, I hear you. So one of the 6 responses is, I hear you. That must be very difficult for you. I can see how much this matters to you. Because again, we are always looking at the through the attachment lens. If people are acting out, it's not because they want to be jerks. It's because they have a separation distress in that moment. Yes, we all adults. Of course, we're supposed to act like, we're strong and independent, but the fact is we're human beings. So we normalize that. I was just doing the intensive session with a team for 3 days, and the person says, I learned how to put a block between myself and the other person. Anytime I don't like something, I just shut my emotions down. So I put another block, and then another block, and another block. Well, now I have all these blocks, and I say, that makes sense.
Wall.
Right, exactly. She's behind the wall. And now she feels isolated and alone. So by using the 6 responses, you're actually learning how to give that space, how to hold that space for people so they don't feel judged. They don't feel like they're weak. They feel accepted. And that's huge for people.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lola Gershfeld, and I help companies master the art of relationships so they can overcome interpersonal conflict issues and keep the talent they deserve.
The number 1 would be awareness. Number 2 is acknowledgement.
Normalizing. We are all human beings. We all feel that way. That's very important. And obviously the language. So the negative cycle is the key. You blame the cycle, not each other. So as you come in, like Jenna, you were talking about new people, if they start to learn how to recognize these triggers and learn how to have these conversations, everything becomes so much easier to deal with. Because what happens in the workplace is you get hurt and you don't talk about it, right? You don't know how to talk about it. You feel awkward, you feel kind of scared. But if you see that people actually bringing up and talking about it and holding that space and having that exercise, role modeling, you start to do that, because we all need to learn how to do that.